Hello, welcome back. If you want to notify me or talk to me or email me, or you want to call and ask questions, I said I recommend you get on this site. It's RSB, have to read it, rsbcopstories@gmail.com, okay? And I'll do the best I can to respond to your questions. This one's pretty good. During the mid-'70s, our department hired an ex-boxer, and he used to box I can't think of the name. It might come to me in a minute, but he would box at his peak. Several people that came in that were like third and fourth rate boxers. In other words, they come in third or fourth in the boxing ring ratings. So he was a righteous boxer. Really nice guy. Grew up in San Pedro, local boy. Happened to be Latino, doesn't really matter. But he was tough. Came out of the academy. A gentle giant, we used to call him. Very nice. Okay, well, we had a supervisor in our division that thought he was hot stuff. He used to box when he was a young man, and he bought collegiately. Kind of a nice sized man. I mean, he was like 6'2", maybe 235, muscled. The boxer was about 6'5", about 230. He was all muscle. He was like a pit bull. He didn't have an ounce of fat on him. Okay, the boxer. Call him the boxer and the sergeant. So, he's on probation there, and every day, or not every day, but whenever I saw them talking, the sergeant would walk up and poke him in the arm. Hey, come on. We got to do an exhibition boxing. Come on, come on. And he'd go, no, Sarge, I don't want to box anymore. I'm now, a police officer now, and I keep working out. Well, you work out, don't you? Well, I work out, but I work out to stay fit. I don't want to get a stomach and all that. Come on. Well, in those days, our station had a basement, and they converted the basement to help the youth of the area into a boxing ring. So a lot of the kids, the boys, of course, at those days, would come down after school, and they had a couple of officers that volunteered their time to train these officers. Okay, a couple of them made the Olympics. I won't mention the names or whatever, but anyway. So it was a very neat center for these kids to go to, and so they asked the boxer to volunteer his time to go down there, and he would go down there and train the kids. They're 9, 10, 11, 12, their parents are down there. I mean, it's really a neat thing to do. I went down there a couple of times after work, but my hours were not conducive to that. That's more like, I worked 4 to midnight, and the boxing arena, or the training was open like 4:30 to about 9, because the kids get out of school and all that. So I never got to go there very much. I was too busy working. But anyway, so the word got out. Guys were making jokes at the recruit that maybe he doesn't want to fight the sergeant because maybe he's afraid the sergeant will beat him. Okay, come on. I mean, so of course the sergeant, very cocky guy. He had a brother on the department too. Both of them were very athletic. They're both built really big guys. So finally, unofficially, the word went out. They're going to have a smoker, just like a 3-round little, punch kind of thing, at a certain evening at midnight, because that's when everybody's, the public's not there, and it's in the police station, for crying out loud. So the sergeant finally convinced him to box him. Okay, so we're all down there. There's got to be 60 of us down there, not for a room built for 20. I mean, we're packed down there, and here comes the boxer, and here's the sergeant, and they got their stuff on, and they're wearing what I call the amateur headgear. Pro boxers don't wear anything on their head, but amateurs do. They wear the padded helmet with the. So they had that on, and they had softer gloves because it's just amateur. It's not a major bout. Anyway, so the sergeant's ragging on the recruit. This is easy. You got a punch there. I mean, come on. And I'm looking at this going, this isn't going to go well. This ex-boxer, he's been out of the academy. He's been in the academy for 6 months. He's been out of the academy about 3. So 9 months from the time he started to be a police officer. Prior to that, he was boxing. And he looks like he hasn't left the ring. He looks identical. So anyway, so they get out there, and they're messing around, and the sergeant's poking them, and everybody's, come on, And then, so then he tells him, okay, he gives his first name. The sergeant tells him by his first name. Come on, let's do some contact, come on. And so he goes, okay, well, go ahead. The boxer goes, come on, go ahead. So the sergeant comes in, and he gives him a pretty good one, He goes, hey, that wasn't bad. And the sergeant goes, come on. He goes, just do another one. I mean, he's just letting him wear himself out. So he hits him again in the face. And you can tell it wasn't that hard, but I'd probably be on the floor. Okay. So they're moving around. So finally, the boxer comes in, and this sergeant is kind of hitting him a little bit. And he goes like this, and he hits the sergeant here. Okay. And they're doing it again. And you can see this was some force, because it wasn't held back. The other one, headshots were kind of held back. Another one, boom, hits the other sergeant on the other arm. Okay, they're doing this. Yeah, you can see what's coming. Okay, again, boom, and this all happened pretty fast. Within a minute, he's already hit him like 3 times on each arm. And we're watching, and we're all looking, and you can see it's like this, the sergeant, and hit him again. And finally, he goes, Stop. He couldn't raise his arms. He said, stop, stop, stop. He's like this, stop. And he goes, what's the matter? He goes, I can't raise my arms. I can't raise my arms. And everybody's looking at for maybe 3 or 4 seconds. Is he joking? And he goes, guys, I can't move my arms. Come and get me. And so they go in the ring. They take him over to the side, and the boxer's going, come on. And he goes like this. Okay, go ahead. He couldn't even raise his arms. Okay, so they packed ice on his biceps. And everybody's laughing now. Now that we're not that serious anymore. It's like, oh yeah, some big guy macho, you are. And he goes, oh my. They had him up like this, they had ice all over. He goes, oh my arms, I can't feel my fingers. I mean, it was so funny. And then the boxer took his headgear off, and he's sitting there, and he looks at us, and we're going, listen. I didn't break out in a sweat, okay? He goes, lightweights. Oh my God, now he's on him. I mean, he's on him. He goes, yeah, I'm a lightweight. And then the boxer goes, hey, because he was bragging about his brother. He goes, you want to call your brother up? You guys can have twin arms. We just started laughing. He goes, no, I think I won't call my brother. I beat my brother. He goes, well, I'll beat you. I'll beat him, anybody. And I'm like, oh, now you pulled this big creature out of the cage. But a really nice guy. He goes, he comes over, are you okay? You know, at the end, he comes, leans forward, I mean, really, are you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I can barely feel my fingers now. I mean, it was something to see, okay? So then, this is like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So everybody's laughing. The poor guy had to be helped upstairs. He had to be helped, because in our locker room, it's enough for, there's probably a good 120 lockers in there, maybe 150 lockers. And then there's a locker room for the sergeants. It's got about 30 lockers in there, 40, maybe more. Anyway, but they're right adjacent to each other. There's just an open doorway because the bathrooms are all there, the showers, everything's there, you know, but they just have the sergeants separate. They had people helping him into the shower. We all watched. It was like 30 of us watching this because we thought maybe he was kidding. I mean, he was joking, okay? Helped him in the shower, helped him get dressed, put on his shirt for him, tie his shoes. That's a clue. No. And so somebody took him home. He couldn't even drive the car, okay? And we're thinking, oh, this ain't right. I mean, somebody's messing with somebody's mind here. And then the next day we're at roll call, and go, where's so-and-so? Sergeant. Oh, he's off for a couple days. And somebody in the back goes, oh, he wants to go boxing again? Everybody starts laughing. He goes, okay, guys, another supervisor. That's not very funny. And then come back going, I think it's extremely funny. I said, Mr. Macho wants to box everybody. And then the recruit's sitting there, and he goes, well, maybe I hit him too hard. And we're all going, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. He was talking smack, and he thought he's hitching you in the face and your nose. You know, he'd hitting it back up. Come on, you know, kind of like a bully, you know. And the boxer didn't even hit him in the face. Can you imagine if he hit him in the face with that force? He would have knocked him across the room, okay? So we all laughed, and sure enough, about 4 days later, he came back to work, and we were wearing short sleeve uniform shirts then. And he comes back, about 3 days, he was off for 3 days, came back, and he's at roll call, and you know, obviously, everybody knows what happened, okay? If you weren't there, all the rest of the 297 employees found out about within hours of the incident. I mean, that morning, all this Day Watch guys found out about it, all the civilians, everybody knew that he got beat up or his arms got beat up. So he's at roll call up there, and you know, somebody said, I was just kind of, like I said, I was in between 8 years. I didn't have a lot of years on. The older guys, officers would say, hey, Sarge, how you feeling? You know, that kind of stuff. He goes, let me show you something. And he pulls up his sleeve. He is still black and blue from here all the way past his elbow, halfway down his forearm, both arms. He goes, I can barely do this. He says, and we're all like, whoa. So he goes, points at the recruit, you're the real deal, man. I am really sorry I did that. He goes, he's real nice. That's okay, Sarge, it's no big deal, you know. And really a nice guy. He was so nice, they put him on a community footbeat in the projects because the kids knew him. And it helped really in the area. He was a really nice guy. I hope he's still alive. Super guy. I left a few years after that, and I don't know what happened to him. I think he put in his 27 years and retired. I think I saw him on the retirement sheet. But a super nice guy. I mean, you could just tell all that boxing didn't change him one bit. And thank goodness he didn't hurt him in the sense where he got, you know, the brain damage that they talk about now. But anyway, so that's my boxing story. Pretty funny for that supervisor. He thought he was hot stuff, and not even a mark on his face. Never hit him in the face, which is really strange because you know that's tough. That's where the boxers go for, is the face. Anyway, so that's my story. Hope you enjoyed it. Okay, bye-bye.